I know it wasn't much of an intro, and to be honest, I'm actually starting to lose it a wee bit. I started this earlier on in the day, and everything just went crazy. I just can't do the intro thing. Okay, there's a lot of things involved in order to get computer graphics and everything else onto the screen, and so I can't do it. So I'm going to just carry on with that. But I'm a fan. I'm nuts. Okay, I just want something at the start of my video. Talking about fans, when this shot, right? Look at this, right? Back. Superman. And Wonder Woman. Right? Sad, isn't it? You can see this. DC bag. Okay? And it's got all the wee zips and it says Detective Comics in it and stuff like that. And guess what? Right, this is Batman and Superman on each zip. But then there's a bag here. Right? This is my lunchbox. Right? I take it into work. On the back of it, it actually says class. It says like name, class, telephone number, like email address. I went, nah, that doesn't go on a kid's bag. So as we're all excited for this, like Zack Snyder's Justice League, right? I want to ask you guys, what are you excited about? What are you looking forward to? Just drop it in the comments below, right? So as I say, I can't really put this on the screen, so I'm going to hold it up. I'm going to read about, and I say sorry about the likeness of the picture, and it's just that I kept failing. I kept failing at this thing, holding the camera up. I actually did this earlier on, and I recorded it without actually, well, I thought I was recording it, and it was nothing. It was one of my best videos. So this is like my 4th attempt, okay, because I don't edit videos. So this is from Digital Spy. It's not exactly the Snyder Cut, but it's coming. It looks like the DC gods are smiling down on superhero fans everywhere. As years of campaigning for Justice League Snyder Cut has finally paid off. While Justice League was tipped to be Warner Brothers' version of the Avengers, it's no secret that things didn't play out the way Zack Snyder stepped away during post-production due to family tragedy and left behind a 4-hour behemoth that was like 90% finished. 90% finished. So all this cut and all this jargon about, oh no, you didn't have time. He just basically done most of it. With Snyder's back at the helm, there are obviously questions about what the Snyder Cut will involve. So here's everything to know. According to Hollywood Reporter, the newly rebranded Zack Snyder's Justice League will be something totally new. Yes. Despite Snyder's late exit from the movie ahead of its release 2017, sources suggest that there was still a lot of work to be done. Before it was ready for cinemas, Joss Whedon came on board and added 80 pages of script as well as some big changes to the ending. 80 pages. That is the movie. That is a movie. This isn't just coming in and doing little bits, right? This is a whole new movie. And I know some of you are fans of Joss Whedon out there, but let's be honest, okay? He missed out tons. He took out tons of stuff that any comic book geek would love. It's not as simple as getting Ben Affleck back in the Batsuit for reshoots, meaning most of the Snyder Cut was presumably be finished via VFX. Added to this, HBO Max has thrown a hefty reported budget up to $30 million. 30 million, Snyder's way to finish his vision. That's because we're getting the whole movie. We aren't just getting the cut anymore. We're getting his overall movie idea. Starting at the top, Zack Snyder's Justice will suddenly shift focus onto characters the theatrical release neglected. Yes, Joss Whedon cut a hell of a lot out that would have been mainly interesting for a lot of DC fans. Among Justice League many criticisms was the fact that the 2-hour Frankenstein movie never really delved deep into the franchise's newcomers. And getting to know Superman, Batman and Wonder Woman in their own movies, Flash, Cyborg, Aquaman, were still little more than plot devices to bolster the ranks of the League. In particular, the Snyder Cut planned to expand the backstory of Ray Fisher's Cyborg and the tragedy behind the character. Expected to see a lot more of Cyborg after Snyder's previously described him as the heart of Justice League and repeatedly shared snippets of Victor Stone's relationship with his parents. I'm really loving this Digital Spy stuff, okay? This article, bang on. Although some think Snyder's Justice League was just another dark and brooding sequel to BVS Dawn of Justice, it wasn't that. You couldn't have two people fighting over something happy. Okay, and to be honest, every person on the planet should be hoping for a Batman vs Superman movie, fighting, plus they wanted something a wee bit deeper than what you got in something like Civil War. Although some think BVS, those close to the Snyder Cut claim the director responded to the criticisms and decided to lighten the tone for Justice League, which to me is a bad idea. I should never listen to these critics. Still, Justice League was going to run with the remnants of BVS and once again return to the favourite Nightmare sequence. Yes, we were going to get answers to the Nightmare sequence. The Mad Max-inspired future of Batman, battling parademons and an evil Superman was going to be a huge part of Justice League and set to the future of the franchise. Speaking of the future, another major addition to the Snyder Cut will undoubtedly be Darkseid, the big bad of DCU, was mentioned in BVS and was tipped to rear his head in Justice League. Actor Ray Porter was cast, but ultimately Darkseid was left on the cutting room floor. Instead, Steppenwolf was rolled over from Suicide Squad due to the last minute scripting change and became the de facto villain of Justice League. Yes, this hammered the Suicide Squad film, as I said in other videos, with dodgy CGI and some not so witty one-liners. It will be interesting to see how the Snyder Cut can rescue Steppenwolf or whether Darkseid will emerge from the shadows. And as we know, the actor said who's seen the Justice League, their parts were better, the film was better. When it comes out to other cut characters and who's who of Justice League's favourite who were left out in the cold, Ryan Zing was going to work alongside Joe Morton, Silas Stone at Star Labs as Ryan Cho, who so happens to take on the mantle of the Atom in the comics. The previously mentioned Stone parents were axed, so fans never got to see Karen Bryson as Eleanor Stone, while Willem Dafoe's Nudia's Vulko was packed until James Wan's Aquaman and Kingsley Clemens were denied the chance to play Flash love interest Iris West. Out of all the characters though, the most interesting would have been the return of Harry Lennox from Man of Steel. A scene involving the background character of General Sandwick doesn't sound that important. However, when the character is revealed as a shape-shifting Martian Manhunter, you can imagine a jaw-dropping moment, and yes I can, especially for those people that don't follow articles like this. They would get a surprise and start asking, who is that? Is that who I think it is? Who is that? Justice League originally pulled directly from the comics and went with the strapline of the Unite the Seven, which led fans to mostly assume that there would be 7 members of the Justice League, hence the Justice League hoodie with the Martian Manhunter and the Green Lantern symbol on the arm. With Batman, Flash, Cyborg, Wonder Woman and Aquaman all confirmed, it wasn't much of a leap to assume that Henry Cavill would be back as Superman. Superman himself could be a drastic change in Snyder's cut if his black suit comes into play, and that's exactly my point. If Superman does still be evil in this film, then there's more chance of a sequel. Right? There's more chance of a sequel. All depends on what kind of Superman we're going to get, determines if Zacks wanting to do a Justice League 2. That's my point. Not my idea anyway. This 7th slot could have been filled with Sandwich's Martian Manhunter, but Hal Jordan, aka Green Lantern, would have been another popular choice. Even if Snyder had plans to resurrect Green Lantern following the Ryan Reynolds-led disaster from 2011, the original Snyder Cut only had an expanded role for Green Lantern Yalan Gur before he was cut down by Steppenwolf's forces. Snyder has teased a big change for the Lanterns in his cut, so could have something to do with those rumours a mysterious Hollywood A-lister was going to play Hal Jordan. Since rumours of the Snyder Cut first surfaced, everyone from Ben Affleck to Gal Gadot and Ray Fisher to Jason Momoa has championed its release. Finally, it seems all tweeting and picketing what cost. Given that the Justice League reportedly lost Warner Brothers $60 million throwing more money at a movie that was so decisive, a bit like giving X-Men Dark Phoenix another chance. This is another movie. This isn't just a cut. This is more than an hour's worth of new footage. Okay, even though it looks like the version of the worlds of DC is dead, as Thomas and Martha Wayne, could the mythical Snyder Cut and Zack Snyder's Justice League lead more to from the forgotten franchise of Batarangs and Kryptonite? Yes, it could. You get me a Black Superman. Zack Snyder wants to do a Justice League 2 and probably involve more Superman in that, more story. Probably hence why we might not even be talking about a Superman 2 is because there are much bigger plans for him. Before this gets any darker, I want you to leave more comments down below what your hopes and ideas and thoughts are going forward from the franchise. This is me signing off. Catch you later.